So I have a Canadian friend.
Yeah.
And I've been friends with this person for maybe 10 years or so. Maybe longer at this point. And they have referred to me as onii-chan.
Okay.
To the point where that's my name on Facebook for her. Or for me, from her. And I now have a Pavlovian response because this person is very attractive.
Okay.
Insanely attractive.
Is she gonna hear this?
Probably not. And that's because if she was gonna hear this would not be said.
Okay.
And I have videos of where she's calling me Oni-chan and being a tease. And now I have a Pavlovian response to hearing that now. And isn't that something that everyone wanted to know?
I mean, I get really, really aroused when my wife calls me a good boy. So, don't worry about it, man. Everybody's got that little...
Oh, yeah. I feel you there, Moth. I'm right there with you. Being called a good boy and being patted on the head and shit, that also is really nice.
Oh,
Now,
yeah, I know
here's
what you
the thing,
mean. It's like one of my parents say, oh, good job on that test,
And you
Yeah, you're just like, oh gosh, Mom, say it again, again.
Oh.
No, actually, my wife has a theory on this one. Because our generation of males didn't really grow up at all. Like, we
Are we
did
going to boomer
not grow
post
up.
on our podcast right now?
Yeah,
I swear to
I'm
God.
going to boomer post. This isn't like the whole, kids have no work ethic. It's that, we literally didn't grow up. Like, our generation
I
didn't
think we
grow
grew
up.
up faster, actually. Our puberty hits
Okay.
quicker now.
Right.
Apparently.
And regardless of what happened, right now the most popular fetish among our generation, of men, if we take women out of the equation, because apparently women have fetishes too, but we're not going to focus on that right
They
now.
aren't real.
No, they don't.
Yeah, no, I know, right?
Bullshit.
Apparently, mommy dom is I don't know why, but it's just everywhere. And my wife actually told me the
Hell
other day,
yeah,
she's
dude.
like. They're like, oh, so your real mom can't take care of you, so now you gotta go find another woman to do it for you. And I was like, oh!
Man, you saying a girl said that to you does it for me. That's all I need to hear.
Yep, right? Woo! To
refer to it in public, though, I don't like telling people I have a mommy dom fetish. I usually just say soft dom, and it gets conveyed around the same.
That's basically what it is, yeah.
I was getting popcorn at the Joker premiere. Alright, sorry, at Joker premiere.
Where the fuck is this going?
And,
at Joker premiere,
I was on my diet at the time, so I was trying to avoid high doses of sodium, because sodium sucks when you're bodybuilding. Sodium's the best way to ruin bodybuilding. Until 3 days before the show, and then you just gotta lick a Himalayan salt lap for 2 hours straight. And I was like, man, can I get some kazoozles, which is my favorite licorice on the planet.
What the fuck
And
is a
my wife is
kazoozle? Excuse me?
Sounds like one of them new Pokemans.
You don't know what a kazoozle is?
I mean, I live in, buttfuck nowhere, dude.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you're Canadian. You don't have anything good.
Yeah, all he eats is maple.
Yeah, right? Well, it's kind of like a maple licorice, but it tastes good. And I was like, yeah, man, I'd love some kazoozles. And my wife looks at me and she's like, no, you gotta be good. And I look her dead in the eye and say loud enough for the 16-year-old behind the counter to hear it. I'm like, sorry, mommy. But I didn't say it sorry, mommy. I was like, oh, sorry,
Is she old enough to pass as your mom? Do you think you're just way too old?
My wife is 2.5 years older than me. So she is,
maybe.
She robbed the cradle a little bit.
Do you think the guy just thought that she was your actual mom, just taking out his way too old baby boy son?
What was good is it wasn't even a guy. It was an awkward 17-year-old girl. So she had to deal with that.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
There are times where I legitimately just see how far I can push somebody before they snap on me.
Oh, dude, I love it.
I was at the Apple store the other day, and I was just talking about war crimes for whatever reason. And, just straight to the person trying to help my wife get into iPhone 11's face. I was talking about, how Clifford's dick could be responsible for war crimes in the furry community. To this, poor, tiny 23-year-old, girl who's not paid nearly enough to deal with this.
The things I've seen.
Do you think
the
his
rockets
red rocket
I've read.
is a WMD?
Oh yeah.
I was like, at that point, it makes sense that Clifford would have a red rocket, right? I look at the sales associate. I'm like, back me up here, right?
The red missile.
Yeah, would you even call it a red rocket, or would you call it a Moab at that point? Is that the red Moab?
Yeah.
And my wife has to deal with this.
welcome to the We Have Mommy Issues podcast, the only podcast that calls your mom mommy too. I'm English Mike. Joining me as always is the degenerates of Mothman and Frog King. Frog, I've heard you've gained a new experience with your mic. You've, really learned how to level out your recording. Is this true?
Are you talking to Mike or me?
Did I say
Frog?
I said
are you reflecting?
I said Moth.
I think you said Frog. Yeah, you said me.
Frog. Fuck, I ruined the bit. I'm canceled.
So I gained some knowledge on how to handle mic sounds. We don't know if this is going to work because
out
I
of context, that sounds even
like
weird.
A poor person.
You just said you've gained experience with mic sounds, and that's isolated audio right there.
Yeah. So we found out that apparently my Blue Yeti microphone had the gain cranked up to like 80%.
Yeah.
And we just dropped it to 5%. Hopefully that helps. My audio has been horrible. And unlike these guys, I refuse to be a poor person and use Audacity. I use something called the Hindenburg Journalist.
Which is something
I paid $200 for this mic.
You said you got it for free.
Yeah. It came with my $200 microphone. Like, I'm not over here with Frog using a Just Sing microphone from the Wii.
You say what you want. I still sound the best out of these last couple episodes.
That's unfortunate, but true. Like, Mike kind of sounds like he's in a terrarium, like, banging against the glass. Like, I've sounded like a goblin just living under the stairs.
But these are all things that actually describe our personal being.
Yeah, I'm the one.
Despite all my rage, I am still just
living it up here in the basement.
Yep. Well, I mean, you probably got some great acoustics because the wood's going to absorb a lot of your sound.
It's mostly just walls in here. I don't know.
What do you think walls are made of, Frog?
Well, do you think there's paint and shit on it?
Okay. Well, what do you think paint is made out of?
Well, it's plaster underneath the paint.
Okay, but what do you think paint is made out of?
Paint. Dyes.
Lead.
It's not made of wood. Is it made of wood?
No, it's not made of wood, you fucking canary.
Wait, Frog. Do you not know how paint is made?
Do you think I just go around checking the sources for paint creation?
No. This is why there's a huge termite problem in the United States. Is because during the 1950s, we figured out that if we have termites mulch the wood, the out process they create is actually the perfect soft substance for making paint. And then we just add dye to it.
Yeah.
And
unfortunately, though, the dye we added had a high sugar content, and that's why you get ants in your house.
Yeah, that's why you get ants.
It all makes sense now. Thank you for acknowledging my dumb. Let's go.
Fucking
all right, sorry, we're not trying to wall you in here, Frog. We're just.
So people may have noticed if you follow us on Discord or on Twitter, we announced that, or me on Twitter, I should say. We said we were going to have a guest on this episode, but they live in California and their house is on fire. So unfortunately, they're not here.
No, it's just we tried and their audio somehow sounds worse than mine right now thanks to the latency.
It's just their internet's being fucky, probably because the fire is going around there.
Well, that's just California 24/7. What did I say? People who live in California are in bad spots.
That's actually not what you said at all. You said they are objectively worse people.
That's true. And her gotcha game of choice is Azure Lane and not Girls Frontline. So who's the bad person?
You know what?
Speaking of which, I've spent $100 in the last month on a gotcha game.
Jesus Christ, this topic never goes away with you.
Look, I need you guys to join my clan and help me spend money to win. We're ranked 23 in the server.
This episode is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends, guys.
At the time of this recording, it is still No Nut November, and I'm not giving up.
Oh, you're doing that?
No.
I mean, I do no fap because I'm a married man, and no married man should do no nut. Because if I'm doing no nut, she's at the club getting the nut. So
is it that easy?
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, I mean, all she has to do is walk into there and call someone a good boy, and apparently they're on a leash.
Oh, true.
At that point, the floor becomes a slipping hazard.
Wait, from all the coom?
Yes, from all the coom.
The coom. God,
oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, can we talk about this space station bullshit?
Okay. All right.
Because
so Space Station 13.
I guess we're all addicted to Seth videos at this point.
Well, okay, Seth is good. I did not actually like his Eva Nickel video.
That video's so
awesome. We talked about that. No. Actually, okay, picture this. I'm going to paint a scene for you, okay? The year is 1999. Moth is living in the woods. Believe it or not, I grew up in the woods. All right. And my dad, who was an IT professional from the day he was born to even to this day, could not handle not having internet. So he Jimmy rigged his own satellite and called the internet company is like, hey, where do I point this satellite to leech your guys' bandwidth? And he had a satellite connection, which satellite, if you guys know, is not good. But when it's compared to throwing rocks at your neighbor to get some human interaction, it's great. So the year is 1999, and Moth is playing on a computer, and he's unsupervised, and LimeWire hasn't come out yet, so he hasn't become a complete degenerate. And he downloads something called Dream Daemon. And Dream Daemon is an online community where people make sprite-based video games that they play together with each other. Mafia was really big at the time. And he had a lot of good experiences with that. That was a great program. He learned a lot. He had fun. He learned how to make sprite art. Life's wonderful. And then 20 years later, a bunch of Zoomer-ass kids are talking about this thing called Space Station 13.
Hell yeah.
And Moth goes to check it out and finds out that it's hosted on a platform called Beyond. After a little bit of digging, I find out that Beyond is what became of Dream Daemon from when I was a kid. So you guys are using a program that I was playing before half of you were born.
Are you just here to pick up street cred?
Yeah, this is my street cred. I was playing Space Station 13 back when it was called, Mobius's Nightmare.
Frog, you and I are actual hipsters, but Moth just fucking blew his hipster load all over the place.
Yeah, what do you mean you didn't listen to Omega 13 before Sonic Adventure 2?
Cool!
You're telling me that you stopped following Eiffel 65 before they became Bloom 13? No!
So Space Station 13 is it's an interesting game. I have not played it, because I don't play very many PC games.
I think you need a numpad to play it, believe it or not.
No, you don't.
Well, no, if I remember, Dream Daemon, you actually had to have a numpad to play on Dream Daemon.
Yeah, you're fine. It's just Space Station 13 specifically anyway. I played a bunch of this. I'm not very good at it, but I know.
Do they still have the Naruto X Hinata Arrow Ninja RPG on Dream Daemon?
Probably. I see tons of RP servers. None of them are populated though.
Oh my gosh. Well, just get my furry roleplay on.
Oh, there's tons of that in Space Station 13.
Space Station 13 is the only online game aside from Half-Life or Second Life where you can slip on cum and fly into a black hole.
Yeah. It's pretty great.
So Space Station 13, the premise of the game is very simple. It's a multiplayer game where everyone spawns and they have a role that they have to fulfill. And the whole point of the game is to... It's anarchy, but at the same time, you're supposed to play your roles, but you can do literally anything within the system of the games, including fucking turning someone into a living pizza.
Yeah, that was the Seth video.
I don't know how they made it so the system is coded in such a way where you can do stuff that I think hasn't even been discovered yet. It's so fucking complex.
So I'm gonna give it a shot, and I'll report on how it goes.
Oh, you want? Let's play together, dude. It's fun. I'll teach you the ropes.
Here's the thing. I grew up on Warcraft 3 custom maps. Everybody's like, oh, I love Diablo 2. Oh, I love StarCraft. I'm like, y'all stupid. Warcraft 3 tower defense games.
Tower defense?
Enfo's War, Protect the Girl, Hero Line Defense, Hero Line Wars.
This motherfucker's over here trying to talk about fucking playing Bubble Shoot and fucking bullshit.
I remember playing Pain Pong when it first came out. And that was just a game where two girls slapped your nutsack with a paddle. It actually had nothing to do with Pong.
I remember playing a bunch of Flash games from Nitrome back in the day when Nitrome was a thing. You guys remember playing Nitrome games?
No, I grew up on 2 Flash games, which then became 2 adult Flash games, and then my entire childhood was ruined.
I played a lot of Spewer, which was made by the Super Meat Boy guy.
Spewer was pretty good.
Yeah.
Alien Hominid was probably the big first Flash game for me, and that was 2002. But there was another one where this guy drew the most basic gray character he could. His face even has the cross that you draw on a character to divide their face when you make the face. You know what I'm talking about, right? The plus sign.
Yeah, yes, you mean Madness.
Yeah, was it called Madness, those games?
Well, not necessarily. Madness is that series of cartoons on Newgrounds.
They made games.
Yeah, there's a couple of games of it, yeah.
Yeah, and it's the whole game is gray except for all the blood that you smear everywhere.
That's probably Madness, yeah.
It's like Mad World, but in Flash.
Yeah.
So better Mad World.
Better Mad. You know what? Mad World still has probably the second best video game soundtrack I've ever heard. Seconded only by Anarchy Reigns, which was made by the same team.
Anarchy Reigns. Wait, what is that one again?
That was the one by Sega where they put Bayonetta in a game for some reason.
I remember it sucked. I remember hearing it sucked.
That was the Platinum's Smash Brothers game.
Well, it didn't suck. It was a 2-on-2 brawler, but it had like God Hand's fighting system. So you're just like, oh, what am I doing?
Yeah, and it also was like fucking dead on arrival because it wasn't like marketed at all.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, we're talking about the time, like, Halo 3 ODST had just come out. Like, the Xbox was actually near its last legs, the Xbox 360. Like, it was a bad time to release a B-budget Sega release. Like, Anarchy Reigns was a miscarriage. They tried to reboot it on Steam as a free game, but what they then did is put a paywall behind it, so whoever paid to win won.
Man, speaking of Steam, I recently found the Master Chief Collection, our PC requirements. Dude, my potato could run that thing like fucking butter. I cannot wait for that to come out.
Are you kidding me? My Switch could run the Master Chief Collection.
Listen, okay, I have a thing that doesn't like to function. I don't assume anything's gonna work.
Mike, I will help you rebuild your computer. I will fly to Ohio, be like, why the fuck am I in Ohio? Mike doesn't even live here. And then figure out where you live and help you rebuild your computer.
The reason you flew to Ohio is because your heart is in Ohio.
No, probably just the Buckeyes and like the closet racism I see every time I go into the burger place. What's the shitty burgers that everybody hates but for some reason doesn't go out of business? White Castle.
Yeah, White Castle burgers are fucking mid as shit, dog.
They're horrible.
I mean,
that's how I know you live in like a flyover state. Is you think White Castle is good?
Actually, like I live in buttfuck nowhere. Everyone knows this.
I just said White Castle is mid as shit. That does not.
You said mint.
Good. Mint, motherfucker. Mint is not something anyone. That is a Zoomer shit that was from the 70s.
Are you saying right now that mint is bad right now?
Yes. Fuck people who
this
say
is the
things are
worst take. Wait, well, yes.
Mint is like,
don't say things are mint, but mint as a flavor is top tier.
Yes, I agree with you. Mint
okay,
as a flavor,
good. Okay,
but
we're fine.
mint as a term to mean something good
like
is
an adjective,
shit.
like a noun that's an adjective.
You
Yeah,
can say minty.
Fuck that.
No, but like, yeah, she's hella mint, bro.
That's fucking mint. No, fuck that.
Like,
I want to bring back aces instead.
I say ace all the time.
Fucking aces.
I want to just like look a Zoomer in the eye and be like, "You're such a card." And watch him, like, try to figure out what I just said.
You mean Yu-Gi-Oh card?
You mean, like the magic? Alright.
Wait, a Zoomer wouldn't know what magic is, Moth. Come on.
Yeah, what the hell? Or Yu-Gi-Oh
No,
for
they
that
would know
matter.
what magic is, because they don't have, like, objective taste on good card games. They're like, I love magic.
Is that a Hearthstone?
Yeah, they'd say, is that like a Hearthstone card? Is that like a Steam trading card?
I feel like Magic is like the most normie-friendly card game, which is funny because it is absolutely not normie-friendly, but all the normies know it.
No, just because it's popular.
I think Magic is the most normie-friendly card game. Also Moth, except it's not.
Well, here's the thing. Like, they've actually proven that they can't program AI to play Magic because it's too complicated of a game.
I mean, they literally do have AI play Magic in their like video games,
but it's not good.
Magic is good. I mean, I don't like Magic, but it's a fun game to play whenever you build a decent deck. It's just I don't like I don't like the way they do ban lists and shit. Well, it's not ban lists. They have cycle rotation.
No, they do an 18-month rotation where if your card is after a certain age, you can no longer play that card,
which I hate. I hate that with a passion.
Well, no, it's how you sell new cards that have the same effects as the cards that just got rotated out.
Yeah, but you see,
that's scummy.
Yu-Gi-Oh does that, but they just put the card in a new archetype and make that archetype good.
You know what? As long as I can still build a Harpy deck.
You can, and it will be awful.
But you know what the best card game to this day still is?
This is a bad transition.
Rage of Bahamut.
What the fuck are you... Go away, fucking
No,
boomer.
there was Rage of Bahamut the card game, which then became the best gacha game I've ever played, even though if we want to talk about pay to win, Rage of Bahamut absolutely was. And then that gave birth to quite possibly the best buddy anime of all time.
I don't know about Rage Bahamut, but you're filling me with virgin rage right now, talking about your
Virgin Soul
anime.
Virgin Soul was good. I don't care what you say.
So Pokemon. Let's talk about Pokemon.
Oh, I love Pokemon. Yeah. Well, I want to preface that because I hate Pokemon.
So here are the arguments I've been hearing about the new Pokemon game. I hear one group saying Game Freak did the best they could. You know, you can't expect them to add every Pokemon in the game. It would be a nightmare to try to animate the Mega Dynamax form of all of them. It would be a nightmare to try to do all this stuff. That is one argument I've heard. And then I've heard an argument that said Pokemon is the single largest IP on the planet. It is bigger than Star Wars. It is worth $90 billion single-handedly.
That's true.
And so Game Freak really should have been able to pull that off with an IP worth more than any other IP on the planet.
So
there's a lot of dumb, bad takes on this, and from both people complaining and people like defending, because people blindly defending anything's never going to get anything done. People like complaining about shit that does not matter, like the mouse cursor on the end credits. People freaking out about that. Like, it's funny, but it's not really going to like detract from the actual quality of the game or anything.
Right, and the quality of the game is a lot of good waifus.
Yes, that's true. A lot of good designs in general.
Shield is
and
so
we got a trap in this game. We have a trap waifu.
But here's the thing, right?
And it's the Ghost Gym.
I don't want to like. You're right, firstly, but like. I hate this. Happens with every like freaking Nintendo fans are stupid. Like
they are.
Like, oh god, they're so dumb. They're
Nintendo
so
fans
dumb.
are literally just Disney fans.
Oh yeah, no. Oh my god, you're right.
No, you gotta let that go. That's not a good comparison.
It's such a good comparison. It's
comparison.
actually perfect. I didn't even realize it until just now.
They're blind consumers.
Consumers.
Go away. So Pokemon, there's a really fantastic video. I watched it today, by Negative Legend. And it's about the whole controversy. And it's going into like, the wireframe issue and everything. And it says it like it is. Both sides are fucking like dumb as shit. But there is some things like, the whole those wireframes that are completely and totally reused, some of them do have minor changes, but the minor changes aren't enough for them to say they have to redo all the models.
Yeah. They totally did like just not tell the truth about that, which is scummy. Like,
if they had never said, "Well, we cut them
because we want to make better models and
better.
animations," yeah.
But I will say this, the animations on like signature moves for some of the Pokemon look fucking awesome.
No, sure, like it's not like they didn't animate anything new. It's like...
Sorry, I've jumped out of the conversation because I'm looking for the new Pokemon that is absolutely my new favorite Pokemon
is it the
on
apple?
The planet. He just dethroned Toxicroak, but he looks like a Digimon went nuts.
He's talking about the electric poison type. Which is
he electric poison? No, he's not electric poison.
I'm pretty sure he is.
You mean the guy who the guitar guy?
No. This guy looks like a stupid imp that got bullied enough that he
went
to jail.
Yeah, it's called Imp or something dumb. Or Plimp Imp.
I'm trying to find his name. Like I'm looking. I stepped out of the conversation for a second to look this guy up.
That's probably fine.
So I actually went through yesterday all the new Pokemon.
Yeah, same.
And I have to say, I only don't like 2 or 3. I actually really like most of them.
I just like the fact that there's a Pokemon that will beat the shit out of you if you start crying.
I love that so much.
I think that one's a good design.
It's called Impidimp.
I just want to talk about the one Pokemon called Ice Cube, which does not look like a Pokemon at all.
Let's fuck that penguin bitch. I hate
it's so dumb looking.
People have been defending it. It's just a penguin with a big ice cube head, and whenever you hit it with fucking fire text, the ice cube head just turns into a penguin head with the fucking floopy hair. It looks awful.
Yeah,
I hate
that's what I was saying.
I apologize. I'm just trying to find this Impidimp evolution because Impidimp is
Pokemon.
So
I did. An Impidimp is its name. It's got an evolution I can't figure out.
Just click the next button on
I'm pretty sure it's called an Imp Swole.
I'm pretty sure that would be its name, actually. Oh, here's one of Hex Maniac's straight showing the new gym leader.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Nice.
So yeah, my big thing with Pokemon is that like I've made my opinion clear on Pokemon many times. If you know me outside of just listening to the podcast, I hate it. Pokemon as the here's the thing. I hate the main game franchise.
Grimmsnarl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grimmsnarl. That's not at
My
all
new
what I thought.
favorite Pokemon just dethroned Toxicroak.
Toxicroak's pretty
who
cool.
dethroned Skuntank.
And its shiny form makes it look like a Titan from Attack on Titan.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
But yeah,
Grimmsnarl, best Pokemon.
Yeah. But yeah, like the actual my Pokemon games, I could not give less of a fucking shit. So I'm actually like a really good source of information on this because I don't care if the game's good or not. I can just tell you about like things that are because I've been like, keeping track of this like a hawk just because I'm curious about it. And so I'm not biased at all against or for it because I don't play the games. That's basically it. I know I said I hate them, but you know what I mean, right? I'm not like actively like sieging to hate the games. I just don't play them. Basically, people complaining too much about tiny little graphical things. Like there's this video going around about like how like a shadow clipped a tiny bit against the edge of like a texture. Like,
hell no!
Shut up. Like who cares? That's fine. Like, even in like big games, that happens. Frame rate drops, valid. Optimization issues, totally valid.
But I mean, like, here's the thing, and you gotta look at where the Switch sits uniquely. The Switch does not have the processing power of PS4 Pro.
Yes,
it is a
right.
720p screen if you don't dock it. It's a 720p screen, and the entire power of it is basically a quad-core AMD Beeline processor. Like, it's not the best hardware on the planet, but you're trading all of that in exchange for the fact that I can sit on an airplane next to a fat dude and just play Daemon X Machina.
You're correct.
So, like,
but that's a big, and it is a big but. That's true. But games developed exclusively for the Switch don't have the excuse that the Switch has bad hardware to have bad performance. You have to, if you're making something exclusively, sorry, I can't talk today. Wow. If you're making a title just for the Switch exclusively, you have a responsibility to make that run good on the Switch.
Yeah,
like,
optimization is really important, and like you can make games that you can make games that would run bad on one thing, run well on another. But this is a game that is purely on this, and it's not like intensive. Like it's not a wild.
There are much more intensive games on the Switch that don't run as bad.
Game Freak are lousy about using really poor optimization and having really repetitive coding. But
look at, there's no loading screens in the game. The game perfectly transitions between like interacting with someone to battling with them. This is a huge step in the Pokemon franchise. Now, I don't think it's as good as Sun and Moon by a long shot because I've been playing it, and Sun and Moon is the golden child in my opinion. Like, Sun and Moon is what every Pokemon game should be, and it's not. But I think as a stepping stone for the Pokemon series, we're moving forward.
I mean, it's like that. There's definitely some movement. I just don't know if people know if it's forward or backward in their opinion.
I think, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I don't want to be critical on it. I don't want to be too favoritism of it. I'm enjoying it right now. It probably won't be remembered as well as Sun and Moon for me. It'll probably be remembered in the same way that Diamond and Pearl is, where it's like, oh yeah,
Pearl's
that happened.
the best one, though.
You are such a zoomer.
Fucking
so sick.
Get away from me, you fucking creature.
Get out of here, dude. Turtwig's the best, and he's in that one, so that's the best one.
Oh my gosh, that is the worst bias to figure something out. Like,
I don't
really.
Fucking like the games. How else am I going to figure it out?
There's a Pokemon that reminds me of you in this generation. It's called Sobble.
I love Sobble.
Because he's
baby
a piss
back
baby.
crying bitch.
So I just posted one of my personal favorites designs from this new generation. It's Toxtricity.
Oh yeah, Toxtricity.
He's so sick. I love him.
Oh, he's so fucking awesome. And he has two different forms. One of them is like a fucking chill version.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good.
With four...
Dude, he looks like the type of Pokemon who would give amazing back rubs.
Bro,
like,
yeah, he's chill.
He looks fucking bro as shit. I love him.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I'm not kidding. Like, look at his potential to give back rubs.
He's got
Don't
some
you
nice
think he'd
paws.
give good back rubs, Mike?
I think that dude right there gives really no. You know what? Back rubs. I think it'd be fine. I think it's shoulder rubs where he would aspire towards greatness.
Okay, yeah, shoulder rubs, back rubs. I mean, but yeah, I think so.
Also, hand jobs.
Well, but speaking of back rubs, Mike.
Speaking of back rubs,
Mike.
So apparently, if you get a back rub from your girlfriend while you're playing a Smash Brothers fighting game, that is emotional coaching.
That was all just a segue.
That was all just a segue.
It's so dumb how I didn't notice.
All right, but let's take a step back here, okay? Let's let's reel back and let's look at the demographic that plays every genre of gaming. Call of Duty, which I actually want to take a tangent and talk about that in a moment.
Chads
Call
and
of
children.
Duty is a bunch of flyover racists. I'm not even kidding on that.
No, you're
What
right.
the fuck is a flyover racist?
It's a human being who lives in a flyover state because, politicians don't go there to campaign. And they're just like, but like fighting game players, I actually think the only people worse than fighting game players on this planet for being like degenerate human filth are people who unironically play hentai VNs and consider it a legitimate form of media.
Listen, okay. I didn't start this podcast to get fucking disrespected like this, okay?
Look, let me ask you, when you're playing these games, do you just hold control on your keyboard the entire time?
No.
Then you're not playing them right.
No, I'm holding my penis.
Right, but you got two hands, so like either drop your chin on the control button or use your hand for it.
Well, no, I don't need to use a control. I'll just fucking click on my mouse.
No, you hold control so you don't have to read that stuff that comes up at the bottom of your porn.
That's the best part. I read it for the plot.
Alright, so fighting game players, second worst people on the planet, only next to people who don't hold control while playing
No,
VN.
just gotta specify Smash players.
No, it's not Smash players because I legitimately think Street Fighter players are the worst.
Street Fighter players? No, Street Fighter players are like pretentious, but they're not that bad.
I think Street Fighter, fucking.
They're like the normies of the fighting game scene.
No, that's what Smash is.
No,
Yeah.
Smash has enough to stand up on its own merit. It's like if you play a Dreamcast fighting game is your niche.
Let's be completely honest here. The people who play, if we're doing comparisons here, the fighting game community, the people who play Smash are the weird guys on 4chan.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, yeah, they browse MLP. I'll give them that.
Yeah,
like guys
exactly.
who play Tekken browse Fit, I
cannot go to. This is not a joke. I went to a Smash local back in a couple of years ago because I was like, oh, I kind of like Smash 4 for some reason, and I'll go to a Smash local and see what's up. And I don't think a single person there wasn't. And this is not like me being facetious. It's just like I don't think a single person there wasn't on the spectrum.
I
So
once
fit right
went to
in.
a Smash tournament, and there was I agree with you. I went to a Smash tournament, and I've been to Halo tournaments, I've been to Call of Duty tournaments. I actually when I was in high school, I would go to gaming tournaments all the time. And I just remember walking into a Smash tournament, and there was a morbidly obese man in a pink hoodie who would only say Jigglypuff.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe
And
it.
he played Peach.
Dude.
Of course not, because he can't play a top T character like Jigglypuff.
There was one cool guy.
I just...
Can we talk about how we're talking so much about Smash at this point? Smash tier lists are complete and total nonsense, and they're made by people who don't know how to play games.
That's
Because-
not entirely true, because
No,
Little Mac
no.
will never be good.
No, he's right.
because-
This Middle Mac will never
Yeah,
be
and
good.
the people said the same thing about fucking Jigglypuff, and then suddenly, what was it? Hungry Box went to a
Oh,
tournament.
well,
with
Melee is
Jigglypuff.
different, because Melee keeps fucking changing, and people are really pretentious about that shit.
Is that where we have the update for Melee now? It's called Project
That being
M or
said,
something?
Vox is objectively the best and will always be the best in Melee. It's just not going to change.
No one.
Yeah, Fox and Falco will always be the best.
Yeah.
The only people who actually play Project M are casuals.
Project M's fun.
Really?
I didn't. No, I'm not
Okay.
saying Project M isn't fun. I'm saying the people who actually play it are casuals.
Because, Brawl sucks, so Project M is like, wow, it's good.
You know who I legitimately think might actually be the best person in Smash, just period?
Smash in general or Smash Ultimate?
Yeah, just character-wise.
You mean
character-wise.
okay.
Yeah. Ness.
Why?
I mean, yeah.
I feel
you're
like
right.
I feel like Ness is tricky. I feel like Ness will pull shit on you that you would never see from another fighter.
You just play Lucas and just be better.
Okay, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That character set, the Ness and his clone.
Sure.
Or you guys
From
can play
an
the
objectively worse
actual
game.
best character, which is Kirby.
Or, actually, objectively the worst character if you're talking Melee.
Is oh yeah, probably. But nobody's as bad as Little Mac. I love Little Mac. Nobody's as bad as Little
Oh,
Mac.
no, Lil Mac's the worst in Smash 4 for sure.
But
He's the worst, period.
He's a cute little guy.
I don't know about Ultimate, though. I haven't played it.
But okay, so these degenerate autistics who apparently their greatest pride in life is being good at a fighting game where you don't have to rotate your control stick 90 degrees.
Well, now you do.
You do, to play Terry and to play Ryu.
And Ken, the good boys.
The good
Terry
boys.
looks so sick. I love him.
You know, oh my gosh, there's still people waiting for characters from Super Mario RPG to be added.
Not going to happen. Probably not anyway. I mean, you know what? Prove me wrong.
Gino for Smash.
And you know what? If they are going to add somebody from Super Mario RPG, why be Gino? Why not be Malo?
Give me that, like...
Because no one gives a fuck about Malo, you pussy. I was about to fucking devolve there. Fuck no.
No, Malo was by far the best character to have on your team in Super Mario RPG. Honestly, like, you want to know what Gino's good for? Gino was good as a dowsing rod in elementary school for me to figure out the kids who were going to grow up to like Sasuke and then play, not Eldar, Protoss in StarCraft. Like, these are the kids that you need to segregate your children away from. Because God knows you're going to wake up at 2 a.m. while having a sleepover at your house, and he's on your computer that your dad has an internet protocol monitoring program on, and he's going to be looking at incest porn, and you know that in 9 hours your dad is going to kick open your door, and you're going to have to explain to your dad why you were browsing incest porn at 2 a.m. on a monitored computer, and you can't sell your friend out because he's your only friend, and you're going to die.
You are going to die.
Everyone will die eventually. These are all things we should accept. But
So,
no one will
Gino
die.
bad, Smash bad.
But don't, like, we didn't even talk about how this dead ass tournament player just got
right.
fucking his girlfriend came up behind him, patted him on the back, and was like, "Okay, you got this." And then all the unwashed matches, including some professional players, were like, "That's
a bunch of them.
bullshit coaching."
Yeah, I like how Smash community is just so, like, they just react to anything like that's could be potentially read as, I don't know, it's like they want to be super professional and then act really unprofessionally, and then also expect other people to act professionally even though they don't. It's dumb.
Well, here's what I don't get. There's not a sport on the planet, except for maybe tennis, where you can't coach somebody.
This I don't have a problem with. I understand the rule against coaching because like different sports have a lot of different requirements, right? I don't have a problem with rules. It's fine. The problem is...
Name a fighting sport where you can't yell to the guy, hey, he's got a weak jab. Just close in and beat his ass.
That's not like... That's not an issue I have. It's just like... Rulings can be different. That's not a big deal. You can have a rule for whatever you want and in whatever game you play. That's what I think. But... be consistent with your rule, because someone just patting someone on the back and giving emotional support isn't saying like... his up B actually has a 5-frame delay if you block it. So just like, I don't know, it's like, what? I don't know.
No matter if you win or lose this, you're the only one that's going to be leaving the stadium with the fucking hole to fuck.
That's exactly what you said.
I don't know. Let's be more respectful for women here. No matter what happens, you're way better than these guys because you have a girlfriend who loves you.
Real talk. Like, Jesus fuck. Like, the fact that, like, actual competitive, like, people who actually play Smash were like, yeah, no, that's coaching. Like, it's and the term they used, it wasn't even like coaching. They used emotional coaching.
Oh, yeah.
What? It's emotional coaching. Like, what does that even mean? How does that actually help someone? Like,
yeah, they're also blaming the crowd because the crowd was like jeering like the other guy for some, like, oh, you know, like you expect to be. I don't know.
Well,
no other like FGC scene complains about this, by the way.
do you remember like the last year or the year before last at the fucking it was a Bayo mirror match in the Smash 4 tournament, and the entire audience fucking jeered, so they just fucking dicked around on stage the whole time because no one likes.
Well, that's because Bayonetta broke the game.
It's almost like Smash players are just giant piss babies, and no one likes them in Smash community or the greater FGC community ever.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, I legitimately feel like Smash players should be a protected species because, honestly, the amount of degenerate stuff I've been seeing on the internet has weirdly enough been going down as it's been getting, like, more and more normalized. So when you, like, with My Little Pony being over, with Homestuck, like, maybe getting a reboot but being dead for now, like, you know, I need Smash players to consistently just be the most pathetic human beings on the planet.
It does make me feel better about the fact that my life's going in a negative direction.
Well, and here's the thing, though. At no point are you going to walk into a local game tournament and play Smash. So your life can't be that bad. That being said, King, true. Faust got announced.
Hell yeah.
Faust. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, my God. Okay, so...
I wasn't expecting him to come back, honestly.
I was.
Small news. Well, it's pretty big news. So Guilty Gear, if you've been keeping track of it, Faust is back. But firstly, it's got a name. Guilty Gear 2020 is now Guilty Gear Strive. It was a funny little...
It's Guilty Gear 4.
Guilty Gear Straforv. So
I've seen a few people call it Guilty Gear Stride, and that's not what it is.
Literally not what it is. It is Strive.
It's literally the I and the V make the Roman numerals for 4.
Yeah, it's cool. I like that.
It's a really good name.
Yeah, it's cool. And then and the game looks different. And people are worried about that, and I don't blame them because it's a lot different than like any other Guilty Gear game. It looks more like Street Fighter now.
I really hope Faust gets his sodomy attack back.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think we all hope that Faust sodomizes us.
You know what's funny is somebody actually like translated, because I guess the characters still say what they say in Japanese, like when he does the sodomy attack, like they didn't translate it. And Kai, when he hits Kai with the attack, Kai says, "A whole new world just opened up to me."
That's the kind of LGBT representation that I need.
No, we need Bridget.
You're right. I love Bridget a lot.
I want, like, fucking Justice back, man.
No, just give me Bridget.
Justice is so sick.
Bridget.
Give me that weird girl with the pumpkin head. She's real nice.
No. Everyone hates her. I love her design, but, like, she's a summoner with she's kind of bullshit.
Wait, my brain has completely gone out the window. Which fighting game had the stupid cat girl? With the hoodie,
Darkstalkers.
the orange hoodie.
A lot of them?
Darkstalkers.
Oh, you're talking about Titikaka? No, that's not her name.
Taukaka? Taukaka. You mean from BlazBlue?
Shikaka.
Taukaka from BlazBlue, yeah.
Shikaka.
The one everyone wants to fuck.
Stop saying Shikaka. Frog doesn't get it.
Shikaka.
Shikaka.
Remember, Moth, references of the death of comedy.
That's true. That's fair. You're right.
Speaking of the death of comedy,
have we caught up on video games? I think that's pretty much all that we needed to talk about.
Think so. Play the other world. One more thing.
I'm going to bring up Norman Reedus and the Funky Fetus in a second.
Oh, sure.
But
go for it.
Okay, all right. We didn't actually have that much to talk about right now this week because we kind of had a 10-day break instead of a 14-day break, so we got about 4 days of content we're missing. Mm-hmm. So we're going to honor you guys with a story from when Moth was in the military.
Ooh.
Wait, what? You were in the military?
Yeah, I was in the Air Force.
That explains a lot.
There's a long story of how I got rolled out of the Air Force. Basically, this story takes place towards the end of my career. I served for a year. It had a lot to do with mix-ups in my enlistment. I made a lot of mistakes when I got enlisted. And I ended up not being able to get a duty station, and they couldn't do anything with me. And so I basically had my enlistment terminated early. And so we were doing out processing, and I got sent in the out processing to this. I never left Lackland. So when you do out processing at Lackland, especially if you've never been deployed, they put you with the kids who got bounced because they're mentally unwell or they got injured during training. So like, I'm a relatively normal dude, and I get sent, no, not really, but I get sent to be out processed with like all the weirdos and the rejects. And so I have to be on the Special Forces base doing my out processing. And while I'm on the base, I had this girl, and I'm a little bit naive at the time. I'm like 21, and I don't really know what's going on in life. And I got this girl sitting next to me, who is a hardcore, like, psycho freak lesbian. Like, and I gotta emphasize this, like, you know, there's people who are like sexual deviants, regardless of who they are. And this woman was insane. Like, she walked around with a crutch because she'd blown up her knee during bomb defusal training. She had busted her knee during the defusal training, and she had to walk with a cane. And she like actually one day told me, she's like, the only reason I'm glad I have this cane is it makes it easy to just grind against something when I'm feeling really stressed. And I was like, oh, okay. So I have to do. And
now
like,
she's your wife.
No, God, no. So I have to do guard duty with this woman. And it's the dumbest thing. You just sit in front of a dorm that nobody like gives a rat's ass about, and you just do it for 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. And, you know, it was stupid. Like, just out process me and get me sent home. I'm done. And, she was sitting, and then she's looking at me. She's like, man, I wish I had a prostate like you.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, what? And she's like, I love putting stuff in my ass, but like, I don't have a prostate like you, so I can't enjoy it as much as you can. Now, bear in mind, at this point, I had never experimented with butt play. Like, I was aware of the concept, but I had never experimented with it. And she's like, the fact that you got a prostate and you could be smacking it right now, but you're not, is so frustrating to me. Like, I'm beginning to realize that maybe not just physical reasons is why this girl got kicked out. And I look at her, I'm like, okay, she's like, you gotta promise me something. I'm like, sure. She's like, you gotta play with your prostate tonight and tell me about it.
I don't like that.
And,
I do.
I got nothing else going on, right? So I do my 12-hour shift and I trade out with my roommate who has the other 12-hour shift. It was perfect because at no point were we ever in the room at the same time. And I walk into the shower and I'm sitting here and I'm like trying to figure out how to stimulate my prostate. Because I got no idea. And I didn't bring my phone in with me to look it up. So I'm sitting here and I'm like...
You wanted to use your phone to figure out how to shove shit up your ass?
Well, I didn't know, like, the proper procedure to it.
You
so
literally can't find your ass with two hands than an ass map.
So, like, I'm trying, like, with my pinky, but I can't get a good angle because I'm, like, leaning over and, like, hooking around myself like an Ouroboros, like, trying to figure this out. And it's not working. Like, pinky's not doing anything. And it's, like, it's difficult. Like, I can't get a finger in my ass. So, I look over for, like, lubricant or something, because I'm like, oh yeah, lube helps. And the only thing in the shower with me is a bottle of Pert anti-dandruff hair shampoo. So, I'm thinking, like, my pinky's not long enough to get to my prostate, so I open up the bottle of Pert, which was my roommate's bottle, by the way.
Oh no!
Oh boy.
And I jam my middle finger into the Pert, and I just, like, I get my middle finger covered in Pert shampoo, and I turn around and I, like, jam my middle finger in my ass as fast as I can before the Pert falls off. Well, it not only does it go in, but it, like, shoots all the way to my last knuckle into my ass. And, I could tell I passed my prostate already. Like, I'm long past my prostate. And, suddenly I start throwing up in the shower.
Oh god, it's like you go so far you just hit like a rock solid concrete
picture this.
end.
Like a guy is bent over on himself because he reached forward to get his hand into his ass. Throwing up with a finger in his ass. And I'm just dying here, like my stomach is clenching and I can't pull my finger out because my sphincter just clenched. And so I'm sitting here throwing up with stomach pain and all of a sudden, like, my asshole just starts burning. Like, my entire inner organs.
You shoved shampoo up your ass, dog!
No, it wasn't. It was anti-dandruff burning shampoo that's literally designed to, like, burn hair follicles.
You
So, like, have you ever chewed mint gum and then had a sip of ice cold water?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, imagine that in your asshole for, like, the first 4 inches of your ass. And, so this happens to me, and I'm throwing up, and my asshole feels like a spearmint, like, missile just got launched into it. And, it takes me, like, a good minute to work my knuckle out.
Jesus Christ!
And, I finish up with my shower, I waffle stomp everything down the drain, and, I then go and I go to sleep, and I pretend nothing ever happened. And I wake up, and I go on guard duty the next day, and the girl looks at me, she's like, so did you do it? Did you do it? And I was like, yeah. She's like, how was it? I'm like, I don't think it was for me.
And then you met your wife.
I was already married at the time.
Oh. Well, then I just wanted to make a pegging joke, Moth. Jesus Christ, read the room.
Oh, no, that's happened before. Like, I don't know if we want to go into that story, but we've experimented with it, and all we found is that I like to throw up a lot when that happens.
Oh, so it's just like instant reaction from, like, anus to mouth, just bleh!
Yeah, it's literally like, it's like when you got a push pop from a gas station.
His uvula is inside of his butthole.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Everything tastes like shit to me.
Oh, great.
Your uvula is what makes things taste, Moth.
Yes, not your tongue, your uvula.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, Moth, tell me, I don't want to hear it, but tell me about these conspiracies you have that make me want to unalive myself.
Okay.
Oh, these are not funny.
So for you guys, for our viewers, we've been discussing the ideas of an additional podcast, The problem is we only record twice a month the way it is, and that's actually to save bandwidth. We could probably be recording more often, but the service we use would go from charging us like $5 a month
15,
to like
actually.
20. What?
It's 15.
Wait, we pay 15 a month to
like
this?
15. You're actually spending money on this podcast?
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's a labor of love for you fucking losers.
I just figured out the only thing worse than a Smash player.
It's a man with a podcast.
But basically, I have these crazy conspiracies, and they're all satire. But I want to start a podcast on them.
We all hope they're satire.
But basically, I was listening to The Killers the other day because I realized I was just done listening to Dragon Force for the day. I'd had my workout.
Of course.
I'm going home and I'm listening to The Killers' Hot Fuss album, which is one of their only 2 good albums.
He was coming out of his cage and he was feeling just fine.
Yep, and Mr. Brightside comes on, which is funny because I just used the squat cage that day, so it's even funnier. The Killers comes on, Mr. Brightside comes on, and I'm listening to the lyrics, and I'm like, this entire song is about cucking. And then I remembered when I was in high school, like, this and Dirty Little Secret by Bowling for Soup, like, Mr. Brightside, Dirty Little Secret, and Sugar We're Going Down Swinging were like the 3 most popular songs when I was in high school. And I realized, like, this entire song is basically about a dude getting cucked by a more attractive man than him. And watching it happen. And I actually believe that Mr. Brightside is single-handedly responsible for my demographic's recent enjoyment of cuckoldry porn.
Huh?
Like, it's subversively, because, like, you don't listen to song lyrics unless you're like my wife, who actually does, and then she always gets mad at me when I play Little Dicky songs.
I listen to song lyrics. Me and Frog talked about this like an hour ago.
Okay, like, song lyrics, you shouldn't. You really shouldn't. You should only be listening to the sick Eurobeats. But Mr. Brightside is about a dude getting cucked. And so, like, you know, these kids are, like, jamming out to this song, and they're normalizing it in their mind.
Except,
so then
that's not what the song's about.
It's absolutely about it. He's even coming out of his cage to watch his wife get banged by another dude.
No, it's about a...
He's coming out of his cage, so where did
he's
the
doing
cuck
just
sit,
fine.
Mike? The closet or the cage?
What?
If they're good, they get to come out of the cage.
This song sucks.
Yeah, he's coming out of his cage. He's doing just fine. And then he's watching her touching his chest now while he takes off her dress now. But it's not him doing it. It's somebody else.
Except in the context of the song, he's imagining it because he's with a... it's not about cucking, you cuck.
It's about cucking.
And like, then like fucking Dirty Little Secret, which is not a Bowling for Soup song, by the way.
It is Bowling for Soup.
It is not Bowling for Soup.
As far as I know, it's about Bowling for Soup.
It's, I think, Maroon 5.
No way! Dirty Little Secret was not Maroon 5. One sec.
But that song is literally just about a guy's like, hey, let's cheat together. It's not about...
Oh, it's the All-American Rejects.
Oh, that's the worst Maroon 5.
Wasn't like... What else did they do? They had a couple of good songs. Like, the Mormons loved it.
Swing.
Yeah, From the Corners of Our Lives.
My heart is crushed by former love.
Which I'm convinced is just the soft rock version of 100 Years to Live.
I think it's a soft rock version of that Hootie and the Blowfish song about the dude whose wife like fucking cheats on him all the time and he's okay with it.
You mean Ocean Man?
I hate you so much, Mom.
Take me by the hand. So, there you go. If you listened to The Killers growing up, you're probably now into cuck porn, and I'm sorry.
Considering you and I both listened to The Killers growing up, I think you have some splaining to do, Mr. Projection.
No, not at all. But I appreciate that. Just like if you listen to Imagine Dragons right now, you're gonna grow up and own a drum set that you're never gonna use.
No, if you listen to Imagine Dragons right now, you should just unalive yourself in Minecraft. Because there's never been a worse band than Imagine Dragons. I hate them so fucking
come on.
much.
Every generation does that.
No. Here's the deal. Imagine Dragons is this generation's Nickelback.
That's not fair, though, because Nickelback did Photograph.
Oh, 21 Pilots.
21 Pilots is just a mellow-ass band that got blown out of proportions, even though they didn't deserve it. Like, they're actually fine.
That's what I'm saying. They're okay.
21 Pilots is just like... 21 Pilots is basically that band that a 12-year-old will listen to because they think they're really deep and edgy.
That's what I'm saying, brother.
All have
21
bands.
Pilots actually they brought something new to the table when they came out, and then they got way more popular than they should have.
What's new to the table about a white person rapping to a fucking rock beat? What's new about that? Limp Bizkit was doing that ages ago.
And they perfected the formula.
Like he was actually talking about legitimate mental anxieties that the people because I got introduced to them when I was like 22, right before their album blew up. And I remember listening to them yeah, I have a lot of these anxieties. Like I can relate to a lot of what this guy's talking about. And then a fucking 12-year-old kid next to me a year later is like, but now we're stressed out. I'm like, you little shit. Like, there's nothing for you to be stressed about. Meanwhile, I got a magnet that's about to explode on me in a hospital down the street. Like, what are you talking about?
What don't you gatekeep?
I'm sorry, but when a little 12-year-old at an ice cream parlor, what don't you gatekeep? But when a 12-year-old at an ice cream parlor is eating a triple scoop ice cream, going, "Now I'm stressed out. I got a problem."
That's like the least. That's fine.
I'm with Moth on this one. Whenever I hear fucking kids sing songs that because these days it's in vogue to be more in touch with your feelings, and I really like that. But I'm listening to these kids identify with songs that are about crushing mental illness, and it's like, motherfucker, your biggest worry in life is whether or not Stacy will look at you in math class. Go away.
No, it's not even that. It's, why did my friend disconnect from the party with me on Fortnite last night?
I remember I farted on camera one time on Skype and he never called me again, bro. Worst of my life.
So no, it's there's a certain point where I don't know, I kind of just consider it I don't know, adult jazz, where it'd be really bizarre to me if I walked into a coffee shop and a 9-year-old was jamming to adult jazz.
I don't know if I'd go that far because I understand, because here's the deal. Kids are angsty as shit. One of my favorite,
they like Sasuke for no damn reason.
One of my favorite bands, still to this day, I recently re-listened to the Black Parade, is My Chemical Romance. I love them unironically. They have a song called Teenagers. And as a teenager, I was all like, yeah, because I hate teenagers that are my own age, yeah. And then I listened to the song as a fucking adult, and it's literally about how their fans are awful bitch kids. I didn't realize that as a kid, and I love that music. I was like, yeah, this is for me. It wasn't for me. It was for me now. Stop enjoying things I enjoy, me from the past.
Though, we all talk about the Black Parade, Welcome to Black Parade, like it was their best song. We all know that it's really Hang 'em High.
Welcome to the Black Parade is their best album. That is not their best
Black
song.
Parade is the album. Welcome to the Black Parade is the song.
Yeah, I think that song's only okay. I think that whole album's amazing. Except for
I think the whole album's probably their magnum opus album, but 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge has some bangers on it.
It does. The only album of theirs that is not good is the first one. That's because the songwriting is bad.
Well, yeah, that's because they hadn't been given a ton of cocaine money yet, and one of them hadn't had a mental breakdown.
Moth, I think we've lost Frog.
Frog.
We're talking about a fucking boomer band.
Sorry,
sorry, I listen to good music. Sorry.
Let's get you back, Frog. FaZe.
What?
FaZe. The Fortnite team.
Oh. Why would I know about this?
I don't know. I figured if I said FaZe, you'd be like, oh my gosh, I love my PewDiePie chair.
Frog is not actually a Zoomer. He's a millennial. That's gonna go over his head.
How old are you, Frog?
21.
Yeah, he's a Zoomer.
That's not a Zoomer.
The youngest millennial is 23.
You're 23.
I'm 29. Fuck you.
So now that we're done talking to Boomer San about that, let's talk about Boomer San about his other awful thing that
okay,
I don't...
this one isn't even a conspiracy theory. This is... I'm 100% convinced this is true.
I hate you so much.
Hideo Kojima got Trump elected president. All right. Let's look at Hideo Kojima's primary fan base. Generally white males between the age of about 35 and 18.
What?
Okay.
No.
That's not a thing.
No, that's absolutely Hideo Kojima.
It's just people who like obscure, weird video games. Not obscure,
yeah,
but like
they're
not obscure,
the same
but
guys
obscure
who
in
still
terms
have
of
a
like
pulp...
the way it's made, I guess.
No, but it's the same guys who still have a Pulp Fiction poster in their room, even though they're no longer in college. Like
what?
You know, like the kind of guys who still have like a Reservoir poster for some reason. Reservoir Dogs.
Frog has never seen either of those movies.
Oh my gosh. Let me think. Something that Frog would know that he could relate to. Have you seen Fight Club, Frog?
Oh, you think I am some kind of fucking like age?
I don't know. Like, have you seen
I
Fight
have
Club?
numbers associated with my identity?
Get out of here, dude! Come on.
Okay. Have you seen Fight Club?
No.
Okay,
that's fucking sad. Jesus
Mike,
Christ.
give me a movie that Frog would have seen.
Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, great movie.
Okay, Scott Pilgrim versus... Okay. Do you know a guy who, even though he's no longer in college, still has a Scott Pilgrim versus the World like book or poster just sitting where someone can easily see it?
I mean, I don't know anyone.
His name is me as I look at my collection of the books in front of me.
I know him.
Okay, all right. Those types of people are Hideo Kojima's prime demographic in the United States. In Japan, it's just everybody. Everyone loves Hideo Kojima.
He's right.
So Hideo Kojima, for like 28 years, 30 years, had been cultivating a fan base based entirely around like the macho, masculine, American bro guy. And he'd been steadily subverting their political opinions until they became tinfoil on hat, batshit crazy. And you could see it through like Metal Gear Solid, where it's just a fun tactical espionage game. Metal Gear Solid 2 rolls around.
Are you about to tell me that Metal Gear Solid doesn't have any politics in it?
Metal Gear Solid 2 is talking about using children as propaganda weapons. Metal Gear Solid 3 is talking about like Cold War hatred of commies. Metal Gear Solid 4 is talking about how the ultimate weapons are women in morph suits.
Please stop this man.
Metal Gear Solid 5 rolls around, and Metal Gear Solid 5 is all about hating the media, hating the government.
I hate you so much.
Not trusting your political leaders, finding a group of friends with like-minded ideas, and starting your own country on an oil rig.
I hate you. Stop.
But guess what? Metal Gear Solid 5 released Christmas season 2015. When did Donald Trump get elected president? That's right. Christmas 2015.
16! You not even got the year right!
All right. Metal Gear Solid 5 release date. Let me make sure I got this right.
Pretty sure it was 2015, yeah.
So much!
September 1st, 2015. And then the election happened November 9th, 2015.
It was in 2016!
Okay, even better. So the game had a year to digest, and even the poorest among his fans could have afforded it by that point. So everyone's hyped up on the idea of running their own PMCs, hating the government, wanting to own automatic weapons, and Trump shows up. And Trump is like, hey, I'm the rebel, I'm the maverick, I'm the guy you guys want to vote for.
Listen,
and all these
it's gonna be huge. We're gonna start our own state.
Oh, they're not gonna
I'm gonna build my own Metal Gear.
We're gonna build a wall in the Pacific Ocean.
I'm going to build a Metal Gear that'll make Metal Gear Rex look like Metal Gear 1.
I hate this so much. This is the worst thing you've ever... I'm like the biggest fucking Metal Gear bitch. And
exactly, and you voted for Trump.
I hate you so much. No.
So Mike over here, perfect. Like he was getting hyped up on the idea of being anti-government, anti-media because of Hideo Kojima. And so Donald Trump got elected because Metal Gear Solid 5 poisoned the mind of a bunch of impressionable youths. And now Hideo Kojima is trying to apologize to the world. So he got his buddy Conan O'Brien in his game with him. About being a responsible member, working with your community and your government, and starting a family.
No!
And that is Death Stranding.
No! It's not! Yeah!
Death Stranding is the ultimate in LGBT representation. Because Guillermo del Toro, who not only isn't white, but he's Latino X, Latinx, is asexual and is in a platonic male-raising relationship with Norman Reedus as they raise their aborted fetus.
Oh, please make the voices stop.
And so, right now, Hideo Kojima is trying to apologize for being Trump-elected president by releasing a game that promotes leftist ideology.
Stop it! Oh, everything you just said hurts.
I've been tuned out for like the last 5 minutes. I don't know.
Frog, you don't understand. He took everything I love, and this sounds like I'm having an epiphany. No, I am angry because he just made a bastard out of everything Kojima's ever made. Like, somehow he is connected, got him elected, to also is trying to unelect him with this new game. I hate it.
I don't know, man. Whenever Moth goes on a tangent, my eyes glaze over.
I'm fucking dying.
All right, Mike, let's refocus. So let's talk about anime in our anime podcast.
There's no anime. We don't got anime to talk about.
So you guys have a ass-rancid opinion. You guys believe Overlord is a good anime.
I literally was yelling at Mike for goofing on me about saying that Overlord was good, but he was like memeing.
No, I mean, Overlord's really, really good. It's really underrated.
Yeah, Overlord, as far as isekais go, is probably one of the better ones.
I don't know if I'd say isekai. It's a really weird it's thing to give it. It's not really an isekai.
I would give it more isekai in the way that Dot Hack was an isekai.
I mean, I don't really see how you're getting that. Like, the beginning is very clear.
I hate this fucking joke. You already made this joke. I don't want to hear it again.
It's not really like this Elseworld story. It's pretty real and grounded. It's a good period piece with with what it's doing.
Well, I like the subtle hatred from the mangaka author about how much he hates cash shops in MMOs.
I didn't realize it had a manga. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I thought that it was just like a thing in America. But like I don't know. I mean, what I saw, like, apparently Frog saw something different. It's this, it has a really strong opening. It's a really good, it's a movie actually. Really fantastic little thing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Overlord. It's this really...
It's not a movie! It's got 3 seasons of, okay, we're gonna have to cut that out. Sorry, I'm fading off.
No, we're not gonna cut it now. It's just staying in.
The fact that, like, my JoJo ringtone just went nuts.
Can't believe you listened to JoJo, you fucking moom.
Are you kidding me? Like, JoJo is half the reason I got into bodybuilding.
You moom.
But, no, I think a lot of people give, and well-deserving, they give Studio Clover crap for doing Overlord and not One Punch Man Season 2.
What?
Wait.
Oh, okay.
What?
You said Clover.
Madhouse.
Yeah, that's
Madhouse,
the one.
sorry.
Okay. I was gonna
right.
like, what?
Sorry, Godhand has been on my mind all day.
Yeah.
So, Madhouse, a lot of people give them crap for going, oh, well, we never do sequels, we never do seasons 2, and then they went ahead and did 2 more seasons of their most mediocre anime to date.
That's really weird, because I was under the assumption that Paramount Pictures is actually the one that made Overlord.
I fucking hate you. Just shut up. Just shut up and go away. I'm more mad at you than
trying
Moth.
to be me? Are you trying to be me right now?
I don't know what you're talking about. I watched Overlord and I thought it was really good, and people have been hating on it for a long time, and I just don't get it.
No, I think most of the reason that Overlord is hated is actually because of One Punch Man. I actually think nobody hates Overlord except for because of One Punch Man.
That's dumb.
I don't see like the real like interaction there. Like,
I
what
literally
does Overlord
just
have
said
to do
this.
with One Punch Man?
No. So Overlord had season 1 happen, and then
Are you still not caught onto this? I'm actually like genuinely confused.
Okay, so One Punch Man had its season happen, and Madhouse made it, and then Overlord aired a few months later, and Madhouse came out because everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, when are we going to get One Punch Man season 2?" And like everybody was like, "Hey, yeah, Overlord was fine." And they came out and they're like, yeah, we don't do second seasons of anime ever. So we are giving One Punch Man to a less acceptable, less accomplished, less competent studio. And we're going to work on our own projects. And then a week later, they announced Overlord Season 2.
That's weird.
And everyone's like, what? Like, you have the biggest IP in anime right now, and you handed it off to do Overlord Season 2 and, like, Symphone Gear Season 2 or something. I don't know, some weird idol anime they did a second season for.
Did they ever collect any of the seasons into, like, a feature-length thing? Because I watched a movie, I don't know what to say.
Are you sure you didn't just watch the movie about Nazi mutants, like, in a French bunker? That was Overlord as well.
There were Nazis. It was in France, and there were bunkers.
Okay, so this whole time you haven't actually been talking about the anime. You're talking about the movie that came out in 2016.
I saw Overlord. It's a really good action movie.
I'm so mad right now.
It took you so long to catch. I was literally telling you.
The fact that he
I like that movie.
I love the fact that he did not bother to read the actual part where we talked about it a few days ago.
I don't read.
You read messages.
Sometimes when like Mara has something to say.
So have you actually seen the movie Moth?
I love Overlord. It's a great movie. For what it is, Overlord is a zenith of what it is.
I think it's on the same level of quality as something like Predator.
Or Saving Private Ryan.
No! I'm talking about like a dumb, kind of fun action horror movie.
Yeah, like Saving Private Ryan.
I hate you so much, you piece of shit.
I don't know. I like it. I agree with you. It's in the same category as the Predator reboot, except I think it's still somehow, better done.
And it's on Amazon Prime now. That's how I watched it.
Good. It's worth watching.
It has really great body horror in it, and I really enjoyed it.
It does.
I also like how they don't explain the Eldritch horror shit.
No, they don't. They're just like, we found stuff. We're Nazis. Space magic.
It's in this France tar underground. Well, what's it do? I don't fucking know. Makes you into a zombie man. It's so fucking good.
So, Mike needs to get beat by a stick, and while Frog's doing that, apparently I have to apologize because I judged a book by its cover.
I'm glad that this is where we're starting, because I hate you so much for making me read this.
So we have a Discord, and we don't name people on the Discord, but one of the members in the Discord is very excited to always post, like, the new mangas and the new animes that get announced. And he posted an anime, and it's kind of like plot synopsis, and the anime is called Kaku Shigoto. And it's about, I guess the plot summary is a father is a mangaka who draws more perverse content and tries to hide who he is from his daughter to protect her, both at school and to protect himself. Now, when I read that plot synopsis and I saw the images that they were using, my first thought was, what's that anime where the dude's sister is an Arrow manga?
You mean Arrow Manga Sensei?
I was gonna say.
You were three-fourths of the way there.
My first thought was that it was Arrow Manga Sensei 2.0, and I went off on a rant, and I was like, this is gonna be stupid. This guy's gonna be like, oh, porn is bad, but porn is great, and because it was a seinen, by the time we'd gotten to chapter 30, he'd be railing his daughter. Like, so I went off on this rant about how much I thought it was gonna be crap, and then Mike stepped up. He stepped up to the plate. He said, no, I'm gonna prove Moth wrong.
Yeah, I solely did it out of spite.
He read 5 whole chapters of this manga just to prove me wrong.
I actually probably ended up reading like 10.
Okay, he read 10 chapters. Like that is a 1 with a 0. That is multi-digits.
That is 20 chapters. Oh, I can't. It's so late.
Fucking stroke boy.
20 page chapters.
212 pages.
Sure.
Of this manga.
Let's just round it up. Whatever.
Yeah. And you know what? He came back and he told me, he said, Moth, you are wrong. He goes, this is a heartfelt story of the guy who wrote Shin-chan protecting Shin-chan from his daughter.
Yeah, basically, it's just about this guy. The very first chapter, it's his daughter who's getting the key to his storehouse and is going to find the secret about his father after she's already turned like 18. And then it does.
So it's Attack on Titan.
Yes, and then she goes in there and fights a giant man. But no, and then it flashes back, and he just draws Shin-chan level, perverse jokes
Juvenile.
and shit. Yeah. And he doesn't actually have a problem with it, but he knows that he isn't respected by anyone except for his fans, and he knows that if anyone finds out around his daughter that he is the mangaka for this fucking sex joke bullshit, that she's gonna grow up to hate him and just fucking go the fuck away. So the entire story is just him trying his best to keep that part of his job a secret from her. And there's really touching scenes, and it's more so about identity and shame as a concept, and it's kind of boring, but only because I don't care for it's not really slice of life. I don't care for the gag things it's doing. As an anime, though, it will probably work a lot better because the art in the manga is not great.
So here's what I'm going to say. Studio Trigger has the worst Twitter team to do synopsises on the planet, and they should be ashamed of themselves.
What?
Because I completely condemned an anime I might like because their Twitter description was horrible.
Wait, what the fuck? I hate you so much. It's not a Trigger show. You just keep... Every single time you talk about an animation studio, you just pick a random one. I hate you.
Okay. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Toei Animation screwed the pooch here.
I don't even know idea who it is. It's not Trigger. I know that much.
Let's see here. Kakugishi Goto.
Kakagurui, yeah, that one.
So while I look this up, let's talk about an anime I couldn't care less about getting a second season.
News.
This is fucking... Yeah, I want to talk about this because I don't understand. Megalobox is an anime I really like.
Oh, yeah, I was confused by this.
It's getting a season 2. Well, Frog, did you finish Megalobox?
Yeah, I think it was pretty good.
How?
I didn't love it, but I thought it was really fun.
Where is that story going?
Nowhere. Unless they make a new character.
But that's the thing. The Megalobox, the whole thing about it is that it was made as a 50th anniversary sequel to... Well, not sequel.
Well, spiritual successor.
Spiritual successor for Ashita no Joe, which is a boxing manga.
Yeah.
And they can't just make another Joe. That would be fucking weird.
By the way,
I'm wondering if it's his mentor or whatever.
By the way, my least favorite company on the damn planet is doing this anime.
What?
It is Shaft.
Shaft? What's wrong with Shaft?
Oh, Shaft's doing Kakushigoto. That means it's going to be amazing.
Wait. No. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to break this down. If somebody tells you that Shaft is their favorite anime production company, just do the world a favor and push them in front of a train right there. Don't
Shaft
even hesitate.
Make Madoka?
Shaft made the Monogatari series. They made Madoka Magica.
Those are really good-looking shows.
Yes, they all look amazing.
Regardless of what you look about the actual,
Under the Bridge.
I haven't watched either of them, but I know I've seen very many clips, and that's a gorgeous. They know what they're doing.
They did Homeless Girl Under the Bridge, Sayonara Depression Teacher. I cannot emphasize enough how these guys are probably the worst. The worst producers.
Moth, this is...
Oh, they also did Fate.
Yeah,
Fate looks good.
That's the thing. Moth, you're dumb.
No, they did the Plus Holic series,
They look good. I don't know what the...
No, this is all trash. They did Skateboarding Maid,
That looked good.
Yeah.
This is awful. All of this is awful.
It doesn't matter how it was written. That's not a part of the production studio. It's adaptation.
But the fact that they took these projects, that's the
and
problem.
made them look really good.
All these things
Popo
that look really
also, Madoka's
good.
good, I heard. I thought people liked Madoka.
Yeah, Madoka's great.
Madoka's trash.
I mean, I don't trust you on that.
Everything Shaft has made is
trash.
At least good, and some of it is phenomenal.
I should watch Madoka.
You should, actually.
No,
I'm watching Eva right
It's
now,
not-
actually. So I was saying before I used to do these little go back to the past. I'm doing Eva now, just in case everyone's wondering, keeping track.
Madoka Magica fans
that little
lose
thing?
their head over
yeah,
everything.
little indie gem I found called Eva Evangelion. I don't know. Probably haven't heard of it.
Yeah, Madoka fans lose their mind over the smallest things. They lose their head over everything.
I don't know. We have a friend who named himself after her, and he doesn't really talk about it much.
It's because it's not good. It's not good. It's like, oh, look, here's the bait and switch.
But you know what is good, and we will stop talking about Moth being crazy for a minute. We watched something together for once, kind of, Moth, you fuckhead. We watched Klaus,
I love
the new
this
Netflix
movie.
Christmas movie.
All right, let's do some backtracking here, okay? So, little beknownst to all you guys, I'm actually super damn German. Like, I speak German, my mother's German, my father's German, like, I'm pure German Germany. So Santa Claus has a very special presence as a figure. I don't actually care too much about Christmas because we will never do Christmas as well as Vinox.
Did you mean that pun?
Yes.
I hate you.
So we, Santa Claus is actually is like a big deal for me because I grew up here in all the variants of Santa Claus. You know, like I remember watching that cartoon where elves made a dude who gave stuff to kids into Santa Claus after he died. Like, I've seen everything. I've seen all the Christmas specials. But I've always really enjoyed the lore and the mysticism behind Santa Claus. I love it. Like, I don't even care too much about Christmas, but Santa Claus I like. So I was very hesitant to see Netflix make a special about Santa Claus that didn't involve Kurt Russell. I was very scared.
Wait, what? Kurt Russell?
Wait, seriously?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Kurt Russell did Santa Claus for them last year in their last holiday special.
I didn't watch it.
Yes, it was Kurt Russell assaulting the entire New York Police Department.
Oh. But
like that was actually it. It was like libertarian-ass, cocaine-snorting, gun-toting Kurt Russell goes toe-to-toe with the New York Police Department over Christmas.
Isn't that just Escape from New York?
Close, except he was actually Santa Claus.
Oh, okay.
Let me get this for you so you can watch this on your own time now. It's The Christmas Chronicles with Kurt Russell.
Oh, wait a second. Is this a PureFlix thing? Because I'll kill myself if it is.
No, it's on Netflix.
Oh, anywho. So Klaus, let's keep going. I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
About...
So that being said, I love Santa Claus, and I don't trust Netflix to produce anything ever.
Well,
especially as we're now in
it,
season 3 of Big Mouth.
Like, producing is a big finger quotes. They just give people money, basically, and then buy the rights to it.
They do some things, like about half the
some things they make,
Love, Sex, and Robots is good.
But most things they don't actually make. They just kind of buy. So
yeah, and they for some reason keep giving money to Big Mouth because Netflix is run by pedophiles.
What?
Everything's run by pedophiles, Moth. Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Except Epstein. That guy was a clean figure.
Yeah, Epstein? Absolutely. He was just a scapegoat.
Shame about his murder.
Yeah, really. Shame about his suicide.
He killed himself, didn't he?
What
murdered himself,
man
yes.
to kill himself?
Yeah.
The weight of that toilet paper, man.
But yeah.
So, Klaus, I didn't actually think it had come out yet, but my wife and I were browsing Netflix the other day because this season of anime, I think we're only watching like 5 shows. And Klaus showed up. And we watched the first half of it. And we were watching it. And I was loving it so much that I was like, Mike, Frog, whatever you guys are watching, stupid. Don't watch it. Watch Klaus.
And we did.
You know what? Klaus has probably the best American waifu I've seen in such a long time.
Yeah, we're talking about the teacher lady,
the fishmonger.
Ava. Oh yeah, she's great.
She's pretty top tier.
She subverted so many stereotypes.
Did she? I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, she subverted a ton of stereotypes.
Like what?
You did not finish the movie.
Oh, like I got it. While I was watching what I was watching, I was like, okay, the money she's putting away is going to go to help him somehow. Like, they're going to have a huge redemption arc where she helps him get back on his feet. Like, I saw everything that was going to happen with her as a character, but the way they did her was good. I liked her.
So, where in the movie did you end off?
He had just run away from Klaus.
Who's he?
You didn't even see the movie!
Wait, that's like literally like the first third.
So,
okay, no. Moth came to us like I want to say like 3 or 4 days ago, and like was like, guys, you gotta watch Klaus. We're gonna talk about it. And
He watched 30 minutes of this thing and then was like, guys, we're gonna talk about it. And you missed the movie, bro.
At least I was already going to watch this movie because I was keeping track of it for a while because like I want to support all 2D animation that still comes out, which is very rare nowadays, unfortunately. And I'm very happy that this is actually a gorgeous film.
Now I got a question for you guys about the art style. And Frog, you could tune out here because you've never seen this movie. Mike, were you getting some Quest for Camelot vibes out of this movie?
I was getting a lot of Emperor's New Groove vibes.
That's what I was saying too.
I was getting Quest for Camelot.
I love that movie, by the way.
Quest for Camelot?
No, Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, you should have liked Quest for Camelot more.
I don't know that one.
You should have liked it more.
Look. Emperor's New Groove? Totally fine. Quest for Camelot? Morbid, weird, didn't make a bit of sense. It was like a failed Shrek. Amazing.
Had a fucking two-headed dragon?
I think that was like, what, Fox Pictures' last movie after Titan AE flopped completely?
Yes.
Speaking of which, Titan AE, phenomenal movie. Flopped completely. No idea why.
That movie's like surprisingly good, actually.
Yeah, Titan AE.
That movie is a Bible parable about space.
Was it really?
Yeah, the whole thing was the Noah's Ark with all the fucking animals on it, but space Noah's Ark.
Wait. Not even me in my deranged, like, Christian upbringing figured that.
Yeah, dude, it was literally about creating the new Eden.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. When they named the planet Bob, nobody in the Bible is named Bob.
We should all rewatch that movie and do like a Bible study on it.
I actually love that movie.
You know what?
We'll talk
every
that movie.
Every 3 years, I watch it.
This movie is like probably like the best looking. Is it the best looking movie that's come out in the past like decade? It might be.
Klaus is the best looking 2D Western animated thing that I've seen easily in 10 years.
It might have been the best 2D looking animation movie I've ever seen in a while, if not ever.
No, I still think the best 2D, the best Western movie I've seen in ever is Little Nemo.
I mean that's not 2D.
Little Nemo Adventure in Slumberland?
He's talking about that's an anime, by the way.
No, it's not.
It actually is.
No.
Yes.
What is Little Nemo? I don't know that one. I thought you were talking about
Little
Finding
Nemo
Nemo.
Adventure in Slumberland was produced, I'm pretty sure, by like Fox.
No, it's an anime.
It is not an anime.
I'm looking it up as we speak.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now too. Little Nemo Adventure in Slumberland. Let's see here. All right, Little Nemo 7.2. It was made by the Sherman Brothers. Who the hell are the Sherman Brothers?
Who the hell are the Sherman Brothers?
No, this is Western. Look, all the cast members are Western.
So's your mom. Got her.
Okay, that's fair. For a $35 million budget, it made... Oh, there were less commas there than I thought. Okay, this movie flopped horribly.
But Klaus is a fantastic...
Klaus!
Klaus looks like so fucking good, dude.
Yeah,
Holy
I think it's...
shit.
I can't possibly like praise more the visuals more enough, really. It's
They put my favorite little detail that I know. Anytime I see this detail, I know people cared, and it's the fact that all the characters' ears, if there's a light source behind them, you can see through them in like through pink, like skin. It's such a perfect little, the tiny detail that only someone autistic like myself would notice. I love it. It's so amazing looking. Holy shit! Every second of it is like so fun to look at.
Yeah, there's like constantly something to look at. There's never like, it's sound like a fucking like theme park ride. There's never a dull moment. But yeah, it's
even like in the fact that there's so much gray and white in it, but you're still like your eyes are drawn to because they always have hints of like blue or black that draw your eyes somewhere. And the gags in it are surprisingly good. Like, there's a gag...
Oh, man, the gags completely blew my mind. Like, yeah.
Moth, you didn't see any gags!
I saw a couple of good gags. There was a lot of subversive humor that I enjoyed.
Moth, the only gag you saw was when you stuck your pinky up your butt.
That's pretty funny, though.
It's my middle finger, actually, but thanks.
I like... a big thing I noticed that, like...
yourself.
A big thing I want to just point out is, like, it's... I'm not sure if anyone's not as many people are. I can't talk. Fuck, dude, it's so late. I'm not sure as many people are going to like appreciate it or see it, but like because people are like casual movie watchers. That's fine. I'm not gonna like judge you for it. But
No, absolutely. If you're a casual movie watcher, like, go throw yourself down a flight of stairs and go ahead and pick up the John Carpenter Apocalypse trilogy.
Point being, I really want to accentuate how good the framing was in a lot of these really good shots. There's a couple of specific
amazing
shots where like it just really tries to emphasize. Focal points are like easy enough to describe, or the concept of focal points, I'm sure, but it uses those in really, really good ways where fade-ins or cuts to other shots will just be
the
perfect.
Like the perspective of each shot is so perfectly like put together. Like this is why I thought it was 3D for the.
It almost looks 3D sometimes, which is really weird.
The entire. Well, it's the way they do the cell shading.
Yeah, and it looks like almost an oil painting the entire time. It's insane.
I just I mean the character himself he's not new for a protagonist.
The character,
but the way they did him, Jasper, is
close enough.
He's so self-aware that it's perfect.
What?
And what they really showed that I appreciate is when you have a guy who's spoiled like that and just wants to get back to his life of riches and like luxury, you literally will do anything in your power to obtain that. Like once you have that silver spoon yanked from you, you want that spoon back. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
You'll kill a man for that spoon. You will con a child for his last penny for that spoon. Like, whatever it takes.
Yeah, probably.
And if you would, watch the movie a little bit more, you would see that goes even further.
Yeah.
He is kind of despicable in the beginning, and that's something I like.
Yeah, no, he actually like changes as a person, which is cool.
But the thing is, he's never really, like, at the beginning they show him as lazy, but he's never actually lazy as a character. He just knows what he can get away with.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
That's what makes him more interesting than just a normal lazy character.
Yeah, I honestly have very little complaints.
Much better than Cusco.
Although I do agree with Mike that the last third act felt a little bit forced.
There's in the last act there is a conflict that's introduced that is completely unnecessary and only serves to get the Jesper away from a certain location, which they could have done any other way other than that.
Is this like Australia where the movie concluded at a point and they just kept going for no reason?
Not really, exactly. It kind of just felt like there didn't need to be a controversy where there was one, or at least they could have made it a lot quicker.
Considering one of us has not seen the movie,
I felt the entire third act was so necessary you didn't even have to see it.
Who needs to see Santa Claus becoming magic ghost?
You didn't even finish the first act.
He acted like he saw the movie so he could fucking dupe us.
You've been duped! All right.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Next week, I'm going to have them watch the entirety of Pride and Prejudice, all 5 movies.
No, we'll watch Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, and that's
Pride and Prejudice.
No, you'll make us watch Pride and Prejudice, and you'll just fucking watch Pride and Prejudice. And
Pride and Prejudice.
No, I'm gonna sit down and watch like the entire Lord of the Rings extended cut.
So isn't it?
Be like, all right, so you guys watched The Hobbit this week, right?
I want to make it clear that like these guys asked to record at like 10 p.m. on a school night, and a week I've already been sleeping like garbage. I'm gonna feel like shit tomorrow.
Good. Now you know how I feel every day of my life.
Well, with that, I think it's safe to say that this has been an episode of the We Hate Anime podcast.
But we have questions.
We have questions to go through.
We do have questions.
Well, wait, the questions are for a guest we don't have.
Well, no, one of them is. But we got a question from our buddy Medevac, who asked us a very good question. All right, and I'm going to read it. The question is, to the collective, the best waifu of any series ever, and why can't be flavor of the season.
I like how you gave up on that accent, like, right away.
Like, 1/3 of the way through, just like the movie.
Oh, yeah, that's... Alright, yeah. But, okay, so, Frog, who is your favorite waifu?
Moth just broke character for the first time ever.
He just, like, died a little inside. That's a tough question. I'm pretty partial to Nia, but...
Nia from Gurren Lagann? Just go take toaster bath.
So
I love that girl.
Nia, The fact that you like any girl from Gurren Lagann that doesn't have a scorpion tail is beyond me.
That character isn't even a character. She's just a villain.
It's a really good villain.
Not really.
Hot villain. Like,
Moth should have opened with "It's a really hot villain" because that's
I can agree with at least. But like, she's mostly just kind of a placeholder for getting to Lord Genome, who's the real boy.
No, I'm sorry. Nia is not a good character. Your waifu is trash.
I didn't want to have this conversation so soon. Moth, you need to go away and think in a corner, because Nia is not a trash character, and everyone who thinks that deserves to not live inside Minecraft.
There are
people who go like, yeah, Rossi is actually the real villain.
Oh.
There are 7 characters in the main cast, and the majority of them are trash.
What?
Kamina's good, Blonde Kamina's good, and I don't know, the mechanic is good. Those are the only characters. Yeah, the engineer
Ron?
dude. Ron, yeah.
Ron Weasley!
Yeah, Leron. Leron, Kamina, and Blonde Kamina are the only good characters.
Just a gag character.
Leron exists to make fun of the gays.
Yeah.
Like, Simone is garbage, Nia's garbage, Yoko is garbage.
This is not.
Simone is one of the
and
most...
Bible Boy is
Sion's
garbage.
like one of the most fleshed out characters I've ever... It's
Viral is literally the
Simon's
actual best character.
Viral
Simon's my
is
favorite
the best
character of all time.
I gotta agree. Alright, Frog. So, your waifu, Nia,
Sure.
you sit in the corner. Mike, who's your favorite waifu?
See, I've been thinking about this, and I want to ask a question. Does it have to be from anime? Because I do play a lot of anime games.
That's fine.
Let me get a game and let me get an anime from you.
Okay.
Oh, I want a good game now.
Game is 100%, I guess, from Persona 3.
You have the entire cast from Persona 4 and you went to Persona 3?
I don't like most of Persona 4. Chie is great, and I don't like most of the other characters.
What is wrong with you?
A lot of things.
I bet you masturbated to pictures of Morgana before you found out it was a guy.
No, don't want to fuck a cat.
Pussy.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100%. Don't.
Because when we started this podcast, I seem to recall you saying, in no short amount of words, "Holy shit, I'm gonna fuck this cat."
Listen, Kat doesn't need to hear about the things I say about her, okay? We don't need to go there.
That was me, actually. I think that was me. Me was the one who was screaming about fucking cats.
Frog's the one who wants to fuck Kat.
So
don't say it as if it's her.
So, Mike, for video games, you want to take Toaster Bath?
Definitely, 100%. I want to fucking clam dive in that wet toaster, baby.
All right, now anime.
Definitely Taiga Aisaka from Toradora.
I should finish that.
You should.
I didn't love it.
Honestly, it's a good anime. I think Ushio and Tora is a better version of Toradora.
I want you to die. I want you to stop. I want you to die in Minecraft so bad. I think, so, Toradora is amazing. It has my favorite Christmas episode of any show I've ever seen.
Really?
Yep.
That what's your favorite Christmas episode?
Specifically because that Christmas episode is the moment that Taiga realizes she loves Ryuji, and it's so fucking heartbreaking.
I need to think about Christmas episodes now. I got to figure out what my favorite Christmas episode is in an anime, because for some reason the only thing coming to mind is Love Hina. All right, Frog. Favorite video game?
Oh. Yeah, shit, I don't know.
You said you wanted to have one.
Yeah, then I realized I don't play video games.
I mean, I have an answer for a favorite video game waifu. Come on,
it might be,
just say.
I don't know,
say something
Frog
Zoomer, like the engineer from Fortnite.
I don't play a lot of games with like characters.
Frog wants to fuck the frog
that are actual characters. Reno is great though. I do love Reno.
Tell you what, Princess Zora. We'll just give you that. You can have Princess Zora.
Oh, you know what? Zelda from Spirit Tracks. That's like unironically, she's great.
I would say Midna would be the better Zelda option, but you do.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if you're gonna go with the Zelda option, you ain't picking.
A lot of people
Midna,
haven't played Spirit Tracks and don't know how good Zelda is in that game.
I have played Spirit Tracks, and I don't like Zelda in that game.
Really?
I just don't like the way that she conducts herself in that game.
I think you should take a long walk off a short pier.
What's your answer, Mom?
No, but Imp Midna.
Short
is
stacks.
Is it
short
the answer?
Stacks are where it's at.
No. Imp Mid is not my answer. I'm just saying, if you're gonna pick a Zelda waifu, like at least get the one who can
Zelda
wrap
for me.
your
I was like, I just went with
hair.
it.
Moth,
Okay, all right.
what underage cartoon characters do you want to fuck?
Funny you should ask, because video game wise, it has pretty much always been Tron Bonne. I don't know why, but like that horribly pixelated crotch piece that she has always had, like that metal crotch piece, just always did it for me.
That's such a weird choice.
Tron Bonne?
Yes. The weird.
Like, I think I was like, I was coming into my sexuality while I was playing the Mega Man Legend game. So like,
fucking boomer.
Anime characters. Here's my old man flex on you guys. Washu Watabi from Tenchi Muyo.
I mean, I agree. I hit like
because like when I was a kid, it was all about Ryoko, but now I'm old. Like my back hurts sometimes. Like, and I realized that any relationship with Ryoko would end with me ODing in a bathtub in some cheap motel somewhere.
Yeah, but
you could start a family with Washu.
No, any relationship with Washu is going to end with you missing 2 kidneys in an ice bathtub.
Okay, that's cool. Still probably get like some sounding action going on while she like tests the human pain limits.
Frog, we're talking about Tenchi Muyo.
I gathered.
You should watch the OVA. That's a good.
This episode's a lot like the early episodes where you guys talk about a ton of shit I have no input on.
We talked about this 4 episodes though, like 4 episodes ago, that Tenchi Muyo may be the only series with a more obscure production setup than like even.
Oh, is it the one with like the different like series, and the one was like in space?
Yeah, well, like the OVA got a series, then Universe came out, then OVA got 3 more episodes. Yeah, like
I remember talking about that.
Well,
so I think that was it. Yeah, that was our big question of the week.
Yeah, sorry, I almost missed you, Medevac, again. But I was still thinking about my answer. Honestly, I kind of like popped those answers off the top of my head. I didn't want to say Taiga.
Oh, I always do,
because Taiga is like, it's something that's been Taiga was my first ever waifu, and she's still there. And it's my go-to, and I didn't want to be predictable. Even though I don't know if that many people know I love Toradora.
I think we talked about it before.
It's one of my... If I made a top 10 list, it'd probably be number 3.
That's very specific.
Yes. I am so heavily autistic that is how well compartmentalized my brain is on spur-of-the-moment things.
Where's Gurren on that list?
Gurren is probably number 6.
Okay, you know what? Fair. I was going to say, if it's not on there, I'm going to be mad.
With that said, everybody, this has been the We Hate Anime podcast, the only podcast that always forgets to plug our Discord, links in the description.
Oh, yeah, we actually do forget to do that a lot.
I'm English Mike. You can follow me on Twitter.
English Mike.
English, boy.
English Mike, over here.
What's my Twitter app?
Oh, yeah. You can follow Mike at ANIMAIKERU, Annie Mikeru on Twitter. I am FrogKing, FR0GK1NG. Follow me for posts about how I want to punt Togepi.
And you can follow Mothman.
I'm Moth, and I still refuse to post anything on Twitter.
Nothing yet. It's a DER Mothman.
Mothman. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. I realize that's cringy as fuck to say, but interaction.
Yo! If you want free V-Bucks, make sure you rate 5 stars. Comment.
Yeah, we need some money
subscribe,
on our Patreon. Also, we're gonna get that 42K fine. Is gonna really hurt us.
Yeah, right now we're trying really hard to get to PAX West. We've been asked to be a special guest speaking right by FaZe.
Oh yeah.
If you interact with the podcast in any way you can interact with it, it will help our growth. It will help more people see it, and we're actually doing really well lately. Hope that continues. Thank you for listening to the podcast, you really fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. One sec.
Waiting a sec.
Second right. Is passed.
Leo.
Wait, Leo?
Leo from Promare. That is top waifu right
from
there.
From Promare? I still don't have
from Promare.
If you're gonna pick wait.
No. Like like guys from Golden Kamui I've found attractive, but like I've never wanted to raw dog a dude into anime as bad as Leo.
So for a second there, I thought you meant Gallo, and I had to remember the characters because I haven't watched Premiere in a while. Leo is amazing because I want to top Leo, and I want Leo to top me. I want it.
No. There's no switching around. Like, I absolutely, like, Leo is the perfect sub.
No. He feels more like a power bottom based on what he looks like.
Yeah. He's totally a fucking power bottom, dude.
No, he's an absolute sub.
I can't wait to watch it,
just
and it turns out the movie just sucks ass.
Leo would wrap a belt around my neck and force myself into him from the bottom, and I would be into it. And I don't even like bondage.
Yep. So that was our podcast. We officially beat the other We Hate Anime podcast this week.
Thanks for listening,
with 14
Dad.
Episodes.
Your dad's just like, he's not winning. I know it. Is abortion too late at 20?
It's actually just post-birth abortion. As long as his dad gets him to California, it's legal.
Nice. I'm waiting.
Thank you guys for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day, and Thanksgiving will have been past, but stay safe because it's about to get chilly out there, fellas.
Oh yeah, my dad literally did listen to the podcast on like the TV in the living room, and I could hear it from all the way down here. It was fucking weird.